Good morning, children. Hope you are fine at home. Today we will be doing a poem called Time for Everything. So, in today's poem, you will learn that everything that we do it in its own time. हर चीज करने का अपना समय होता है. So first let us read the poem loudly together and then understand it. So let's start, children. Read aloud. There's a time to run and a time to walk. There's a time for silence, a time for talk. There's a time for work and a time for play. There's a time for sleep at the close of day. There's a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too. A time to stand up and a time to sit, but see that the time and actions fit. Now let's read it line by line. There's a time to run and a time to walk. So there is a time when you really have to run somewhere, and there is a time where you just have to walk. कभी कभी हमें भागना पड़ता है, घाई होती है, और कभी कभी हमें धीरे चलना पड़ता है. तो दोनों का अलग अलग समय होता है. There's a time for silence, a time for talk. Silence means you have to keep quiet, and talk means you can speak. So there is a time when you have to be silent. Let us take your class for example. When teacher is teaching you, teacher will ask you to keep quiet. And when teacher finishes teaching you, then she will tell you, children, now speak up and tell me if you have any doubts or if you want to know anything. At that time you will talk. So there is a time to be quiet and there is a time where you can speak. There's a time for work and a time for play. So जब आपको काम करना पड़ता है उसका समय होता है. आप कभी भी पूरे दिन में काम नहीं कर सकते. समय देना पड़ता है काम के लिए, और फिर काम के बाद आपको खेलने का भी अलग समय दिया जाता है. जस्ट लाइक यू गो टू स्कूल, दैट इज योर स्टडी टाइम, एंड देन आफ्टर स्कूल व्हेन यू फिनिश ऑल योर लेसन्स, then mummy allows you to go down to play for some time. So that is your play time. There's a time for sleep at the close of day. Close of day means when the day gets over, and that is what we call night. So that is the time where you are tired and you go to sleep. तो रात का समय जो होता है वो सोने का समय है. There's a time for everything you do. तो हर एक चीज जो आप करते हो उसका अपना समय होता है. For children and for grown-ups too. यह नियम जो है सिर्फ छोटे बच्चों के लिए नहीं बल्कि बड़े लोगों के लिए भी है कि हर एक चीज अपना समय पर होता है. So everyone does their thing in their own time. So this is for small children as well as for big people. There is a time for everything that you do in the day. A time to stand up and a time to sit. So there is a time when you have to stand up and there is a time when you can sit. But see that the time and actions fit. So because there is a time for everything that you do, you have to see that you do your work or any other job at that time only. So see that your action fits with the time. Like for example, there is a time for sleep. What is that time? In the night. So sleep has to be in the night. Then only you will be healthy. So see that the action takes place at the right time. I hope you liked and understood this poem. Now let us answer the following questions on the poem. First one. When is it the time for sleep? The time for sleep is at the end of the day, or you can also say at night. So, सोने का समय कभी होता है जब दिन खत्म होता है, या बोल सकते हैं रात को. What is meant by there's a time for everything you do? What does this mean? It means whatever you do, it has to be done at the right time. See, who should do everything at a proper time? Tick the correct answer. The option is children, grown-ups, or both. So who should do everything at a proper time? Both children and grown-ups. Number 2. One line in the poem contains its message in short. Write down that line. Which line in the poem tells you the entire message of the poem? There's a time for everything you do. Question 3. In this poem, time means a suitable or proper time for doing certain things. Match the occasions in A with the actions in B. तो यहाँ पे A कॉलम में आपको अलग अलग ओकेजन्स दिए हैं, एग्जाम्पल्स दिए हैं जहाँ पे एक्शंस हो रहे हैं, और बी में जो है आपको सिलेक्ट करना है कि कौन सा एक्शन इस ओकेजन के साथ मैच होगा. सो लेट अस सी. ए, when you have to catch your opponents in a game of tag. That time what will you do? जब आपको गेम खेलना है, किसी को पकड़ना है, that time you will run. So A is matched to B. When you are on a crowded street, आप गर्दी में हैं, तभी आप क्या करोगे? It is time to walk. C. When somebody has asked you a question, अगर कोई आपसे सवाल करेंगे तो आपको उसका जवाब देना होगा. So that is the time to talk. So match C to A. And the last one, when you are in a library or hospital, जब आप स्कूल के लाइब्रेरी में जाते हो तो always there is a banner outside. Silence, please. So whenever you are in a library or hospital, this is the time to be silent. So match D to C. And the last question, children, you can do on your own. You have to find the meaning of the following using a good dictionary. All of you all have dictionaries in the house. So find the meanings of these 3 proverbs using your dictionary. That was all for today, children. I hope you liked the poem and I hope you got the message that you have to do your work on time. Thank you.